Nice to be back here in Northern Ireland, ladies and gentlemen. Slightly more threatening than the Republic of Ireland, I think we'll all agree. Even the road signs. There's a road sign halfway down a hill in Newry, and it just says, try your brakes. And you think, what the hell have you done to my brakes? And it's halfway down the hill as well. I'm always getting in trouble in traffic. I was nearly run over in Stockholm recently because I did the usual thing that Irish people do when they're trying to cross the road in a foreign city. You don't look at the traffic signals, do you? You look to see if there's anybody else crossing the road, and then you follow one of them. So I fell into line behind this guy. He knew what he was doing. He crossed the road, I crossed the road, he crossed the road, I crossed the road. He crossed the road, and a tram went in between the two of us, nearly killing both of us, and he turned around and in the broadest accent I've ever heard went, Jesus, that was mad, wasn't it? Well, that means you nearly killed the two of us, so I did. Ah! So why are you walking so confidently and quickly? Because I thought somebody was following me, that's why. Yeah, I do get to travel a lot. I should have known that guy, by the way, was Irish and not Scandinavian. Scandinavians obey the traffic signals. I've been there. 4 o'clock in the morning, there'll be 400 hammered Swedish people standing there waiting for the little green man to appear before they cross the road. You wander up hammered going, is there something going on? We're waiting for the little green man. Okay, I'm Irish and a little bit pissed. I'll be him. They're not like the Vikings. Oh, no. The Vikings were mental. They're the reason we drink so much. 1,000 years ago, a water supply in a Viking town would get contaminated. So they would give children as young as 3 beer so they didn't have to drink the water. That's not good. You'd have to get a hangover. Imagine you were 3 and you call into your mate, and he's 3 as well, and he's just sitting there in dark glasses. Sweat pumping out of him. Jesus, I'm dying. My arse is in tatters. Where were you? I was having a few quiet pints at the creche last night. Those Montessori lads are lunatics. It was Paul's birthday. He's hitting the big 4. I ended up getting sick. Petty flew all over the shop. Not even wearing the right bib. Monday to Friday. Woke up beside a babysitter. Couldn't even remember her name. About 4 o'clock in the morning, staggered in this toddler. I don't know if he was pissed or just learning to walk. Starts a row with Paul after Paul says that Bob the Builder doesn't do all the work. You've got a couple of Latvian lads doing it for him instead. See, wouldn't you've loved to have known that? Underage drinking is a tradition in Ireland and Britain. Would you've loved to have known that when you were 14, caught hammered by a policeman in a park? Are you drunk? Yeah, it's my heritage. Get out of the shopping trolley. It is a long ship. I do have respect for the police, obviously, yeah. I have a favourite policeman. He's a policeman near where I live, and he's just qualified. He's 5'2", and he's just qualified. That's brilliant. 5'2", and he works for the traffic corps as a cone, I would imagine. Imagine being pulled over by him. You'd hear the knock on the window. Do you know why I stopped you? Because Gandalf told you to. Don't be smart, don't be grumpy. The only place I've ever been arrested was actually Northern Ireland. I was arrested for speeding. And this is true, I was brought into Banbridge police station, and the custody sergeant said to me, "You're being charged with driving in excess of the speed limit. Do you have anything to say?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "Go on, say something, go on. If you say something, the arresting officer, Tony, has to read it out in court. Go on, say something. Yeah, he's thick as a plank. Use a long word. Go on." I should have done this. "You're being charged with driving in excess of the speed limit. Do you have anything to say?" "Nothing. However, I, Constable Tony Jackson, have an admission to make. Sometimes late at night I touch myself thinking of you, Your Honour." Because he would have to go into court and go, "The defendant said nothing. However, I, Constable Tony Jackson, have an admission to make." I've been banned from Ryanair. I think I've been banned from Ryanair. I did a gig with Michael O'Leary, who's the head of Ryanair. It's true. It was called the Midlands Gateway Awards, right? It was a black tie event, and they said to me, here's his introduction. You're the MC. He's the keynote speaker. He's worth €500 million. He's doing this gig for free. Please don't mess with his introduction. In 1987, Ryanair ferried 5,000 passengers across Europe. In 2007, they carried 20 million passengers across Europe. Everybody went, Of those 20 million, 10 million got to the country they'd originally booked for. And some got their bags back. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael O'Leary, right? And he goes, and he's standing there looking like a penguin who's been interfered with at this point, right? So he walks up to the lectern, because he's a penguin, not because he's been interfered with. I'm here in my hometown, people don't even talk to me here, and this little bastard is having a go at me. Calls me a little bastard. Meanwhile, I'm sitting down, writing down every single Ryanair joke that I can think of down. Keep going, Michael, keep going, right? He finishes, I get back up. Right, Michael, watch this for a 25-minute turnaround. The reason they don't talk to you here is because they're afraid you'll charge them for us. Then I folded up a paper airplane. This is my proudest moment of a long time. I folded up a paper airplane. I said, I'd like to symbolically represent a Ryanair flight now, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't massively symbolic of a Ryanair plane. This plane is quite sturdy. You can just imagine. That corner over there is the country that you actually want to go to. Just imagine, right? And I just turned and just licked it. That's correct. At this point, he's not laughing. I thought, in for a penny, in for a pound, which ironically is a Ryanair fare to Stansted, you know. I said, well, I like you. He goes, really? I said, yeah. Every time you open a new route, you dressed in the costume of that route. You know, for the PR purposes. You went to Rome, you dressed as a cardinal. You went to Munich, you dressed in lederhosen. He goes, yeah. I said, I hope you never fly to Thailand. The idea of you firing ping pong balls out of your Westmeath hole fills me with dread. Sucky $10, or with taxes and charges, €150. He still wasn't laughing. I thought, just keep going. You're never going to get this opportunity again. So I said, I like you, though. You've got 2 kids. I can't figure that out. He went, yeah. I said, I just can't imagine you spoon-feeding a toddler. He went, spoon-feeding a toddler? He said, yeah, just you going, here comes the plane. Here comes the plane. But you haven't paid for priority boarding. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to play you tonight. Enjoy the rest of your night. See you again sometime. Good luck tomorrow.
Hello. It's very nice. And you're all having a drink because it's the weekend? I don't drink, unfortunately. I used to go to AA meetings, which is a bit awkward, isn't it, to bring up at a comedy event. But just to reassure you, the group I used to belong to was actually called Anonymous Alcoholics. And we'd just meet down the local pub and just get utterly shit-faced and not tell each other our names. So the credit crunch, that's dragging on, isn't it? It's a strange thing, the phrase credit crunch is getting a little bit laboured now. I'm getting bored of the expression. Everyone's blaming everything on the credit crunch, weather's shit, credit crunch, car won't start, credit crunch. Got chlamydia now, credit crunch. Can't blame everything on it, really. You've got to rein that in. And this is the thing, because obviously you don't know where you are. People use phrases and expressions, and it's a sort of, you know, this is the culture we live in, a bit of bullshit culture. I saw an advert recently for a 5-door car, and when I got down to the showroom, it turned out to be a 4-door car with a boot. You can't go around changing the name of things. That's not reasonable, is it? Where do you draw the line with that scale of bullshit, really? What then is the petrol flap? Is that a fairy door? Because if they said that, I'd get one. I'd be so excited. It's got a door for fairies. Is it coming yellow? I'd be over the moon. So these are the things that I don't... You know, it's difficult to... Like, people use expressions that I suppose they've picked up off the telly, phrases and exaggeration. That's a thing, you know, that we get used to. I cooked a meal for my friend recently, and she said, oh, I can't eat that because I've got a wheat, lactose, banana, Marmite intolerance. I think you've got an eating disorder. It's a strange thing. She said, oh, I've given up drinking during the week. Well, you'll dehydrate. So, yes, I had a baby last year. I had a baby. It's weird when people clap that. That's nice, but it's just procreation. But yes, I had a baby. It was lovely. It was boring being pregnant. God, they drag that out, don't they? That does go on. It takes a really long time to cook a human. 9 months, traditionally. And people want to talk to you quite a lot about it. That's what I found whilst being pregnant. Especially old ladies. They love to talk about it with you. Old ladies at bus stops. They'll just come up to you, see you're pregnant and go, oh, is it your first? Are you excited? This is what you get asked all the time. Are you excited? You excited? You first? You excited? And I'd say, well, sometimes I'm excited, but I can't sustain excitement because it's an emotion, it's transient. Sometimes I've got a sort of choking, suffocating sensation that I've made an irreversible mistake. No, don't go away, come back. But they don't want to have that conversation, old ladies at bus stops. They want to play the guess the gender game. That's their favourite game. They love that game. It's amazing to me that a game with a 50-50 outcome can evoke such speculation from old women. But they do really love that game. It's amazing. They're like, oh, do you know what you're going to have? I said, no. They said, I'll tell you. Your bump, it's high, as opposed to low. And it was the same with Maud. And I saw 2 magpies last Thursday. And I got a mate called Roy. So you're going to have a boy. I said, back off, witch. You haven't got a clue. I had a girl. This is how assured they are about these things. And it's so boring being pregnant because you can't drink. That's the crap bit. I used to go to pregnancy yoga. That wasn't particularly fun, but the woman that ran the group was extraordinarily patronising. And so she'd welcome us in. We'd all waddle in and sit in a big circle on bean bags. And she'd welcome us in and she'd say, hello, ladies. Mummies to be. We're going to go around the group. We're going to ask everybody their name, how many weeks pregnant they are, and how they feel. Okay? So by the time it came round to me, I was like, hello, my name's Kerry. I'm 28 weeks pregnant. How do I feel? I've got a terrible hangover. That was quite funny. Watching all these women go, can you drink now? Can you drink? Have they changed the rules on all of that? It's a strange thing. And I'm 35. You see, the media's always going on and on about women leave it later and later to have children. We're always hearing about that, aren't you? You're not meant to do that, apparently. You're not meant to leave it too late. If you're thinking of doing that, you're meant to put your eggs in a Tupperware box, stick them at the back of the fridge. And they say that the reason my generation leave it later and later to have children is because we've got arrested development. This is what they put it down to. We don't want to grow up. We're too busy pretending to be young. And I didn't realise how true that was until I told my oldest friend that I was having a baby, my old mate that I went to school with. I said to her, I'm pregnant. And she went, oh my God, are you going to keep it? Have you told your mum? You're 38. Tell me this, why do baby clothes have pockets? Where are they going? That's brilliant. That creates images of a 10-week-old baby going, wallet, keys, phone. Let's go. She's got a pocket in her hat. What's that for your fags? You don't need a pocket in your hat, do you? Needless waste of fabric. This is annoying. Friends of mine that haven't got kids but that have got a dog and think it's the same. I was chatting to a friend of mine because my daughter's very mobile. She can really move now, and I was thinking about getting one of those cages. Playpen. I thought, oh, it's a bit cruel. So I was chatting to my friend about it, and he said, well, what we do with Edward, that's his dog. He said, what we do with Edward is we put him in a kennel with a chain. He said, that seems extreme. He's like, well, don't blame me when she shits under the sofa and bites through electric wiring. You've been an absolute delight, and look forward to the rest of your weekend tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's very nice, thank you. I'll just move Posh Spice out the way, then we'll crack on with the show. Put it over there and no singing. She's put a bit of weight on, you'll be pleased to know. That's the sausage roll she had 3 weeks ago. There you go. There's that move down her esophagus as the night progresses. It's nice to be here, back in Belfast. Actually, for the first time as a married man. I'm married, ladies. Yes, apologies. Well, I was a bit anxious, because in Britain, 2 out of 3 marriages end in divorce. Yeah, the other one ends in murder, apparently, which is a little bit scary. But it was very nice to be married. I had a nice proposal. I went down on one knee, not for any romantic reasons. My wife's only 3'6". You can't tell how tall they are when you buy them off the internet, can you, really? I thought you'd be taller than this, to be honest, love. I didn't realise your photo was actual size. It was a lovely wedding. Do you take this, Oompa Loompa? Yes, yes, I do. It's very nice being married. A lot of fun. You've got to play games to keep the relationship fresh. Like me and the wife play that game, 20 Questions. You know, where I've got to guess what it is I've said that's made her not talk to me anymore. Because it's not how sexy or attractive or beautiful your partner is, it's whether they make you laugh. And my wife fell off the bus the other day, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely hilarious. She said, "Why didn't you catch me?" Well, it's difficult to catch you and piss myself laughing at the same time. But I feel your act of public humiliation has made the relationship stronger. And then the cushions, of course, have arrived. Thousands of cushions into the house. On the bed. What are they doing on the bed, cushions? And if the wife gets in first, all the cushions go on my side. She's going, "Are you in yet, Jeff?" "No, love, someone's been dry stone walling on my side. I've got 20 foot of cushion to go before I reach blanket. I don't know whether to get into bed or build a croft. We'll go shopping." She says, "What do you think of this cushion?" "Well, I don't give a shit, to be honest." Am I allowed to say that? We've got pillows. What do we need cushions for? You wouldn't buy a car, then stick a bloody motorbike on the top of it, would you? Would you? And I'm not very romantic. I am married, but I'm not very romantic. I have to say, my line in the sand, ladies and gentlemen, is the candles and the massage. I have to say, I'm not into candles and massage. I just find it a bit fussy. It's always with essential oils, isn't it? Like the wife's going to me, "You tense, Jeff?" I go, "Yeah, because I'm covered in oil next to a bloody candle." Of course I'm tense. I'm twitchy, that's what I am, love. One false move, I'll go up like a wicker man. That's hardly romantic, is it? What happened to your husband? Oh, him? He was incinerated. But he left a lovely smell of ylang-ylang. But it's not easy being married to a comedian. It's very difficult, in fact. My wife gets the question, "Is he funny at home?" She gets it all the time. "Is he funny at home?" And I am, folks. I'm hilarious at home. Most mornings, I come down to breakfast in a clown's outfit. Never break the magic, that's what I say. Passes the butter, love. I did something very funny for my wife's birthday this year. I went out with my mates instead. Oh, how she laughed. And then she attacked me. Then you've got to go on the charm offensive, haven't you, as a bloke? When you've cocked up with your partner, you've got to worm your way back into her affections. For a few weeks, you're on your best behaviour. You're going, "Oh, look, love, I've put the toilet seat down for you. There you go. Yeah, I've wiped all the piss off it. I'm doing me best, love. I've run your bath. Yeah, it's the temperature of lava, just how you like it. Or you could light a fag off that bath. Because you like a hot bath, don't you, ladies? Fair play, you can handle a hot bath. Or a hot bath. A bath so hot, as a bloke, you put your foot in, you can't actually work out if it's too hot or too cold. There's something wrong with this bath. Is that my skin? Have to put your foot in the toilet. Steam. She sat in the bath. Wimp, wimp. It's tepid, this tepid. Tepid? Look at that. It's like a pop sock. I'll have to do the other one or look an idiot. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And although we've just been married, we've actually been together 10 years, me and my wife, and it is difficult when you've been together for quite a long time. Very difficult to keep the mystery going, of course, in the bedroom, you know, because I don't know if men know this, but women like you to get undressed in a certain order. I don't know if you know that. Like your shoes and your socks first, to be alluring, then your trousers, then your shirt, then your pants, I think. Basically, if you're down to your socks and your vest, you've made a mistake. If you're down to socks, vest, snorkel, big mistake. Come back, love. You know you want to. See, because women, you can do things out of sync, can't you? You can do your bra before your T-shirt. You know, on holiday, you go, fiddly-dee, fiddly-doo, fwaha. And as a bloke, you're like that. Oh, well done. You've defied the laws of physics. Where do you learn that? Where do you learn that, ladies? I always imagine it's in school. Is it in school? In the secret lesson? You know, the secret lesson where they say, all right, boys, we're going to talk about rubella now. Nothing for you. Out the class, please. And all the boys are sent out the class and they go, thank you very much, lads. Off you go, yes. All right, girls, what you do is you go, fiddly-dee, fiddly-doo. They bloody love it. Is it the same lesson where you learn how to put a towel on your head after you've washed your hair? I do believe it is. OK, ladies, 3 twists. Throw it back. Ha-ha. That's going nowhere, is it? That goes nowhere. It goes nowhere. Of course, men try it in private, you know. A little bit of time on your hands, I might just try that myself. 3 twists and what? That's come off. It just seems to be unravelling. I don't seem to know how to... You come out with the bathroom with all gaffer tape holding it on. Just wash my hair. Don't touch it, don't touch it. It's a bit dodgy. Of course, ladies don't know this. The boys are sent to another class. You know, a little private class for ourselves. The teacher's there going, all right, lads, what you do is you drink 3 glasses of wine really quickly, then say, I thought you were driving home. All right, fellas, what you do is you put the cat on your chest, knock it out, say, I can't do the washing up, the cat's asleep on me. OK, boys, if you go into the bathroom and you can't take the remote control with you, take the batteries out. All together now, gentlemen, push your genitals between your legs and then go, look, love, I'm a girl, I'm a girl. Off you go. I think that's enough for me. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm JeffGreen. A pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
Good evening. Lovely to be here with Michael. Isn't he great, Michael? What about that? Right? It's kind of weird though, because you know he's a little bit nervous. You know, with you know the situation that's going on. You know, a little bit nervous, and you know we're kind of breaking him in, and we did a warm-up gig last night in Londonderry, or as some people that don't give their full support to the England football team call it, Derry. And he was really nervous. He didn't know what to call it. Like, what do I call it? I'm not sure. Is it the Derry? Is it Derry? I don't know. I don't want to offend anyone. I don't know. Should I call it Derry? Is it Derry? What will we do? He was so nervous. So I thought I'd help him out. I said, no, don't call it Londonderry. Honestly, that doesn't work. Don't call it Derry either. The locals much prefer just London. I've never seen an encore with petrol bombs before. He hasn't a clue. I had to start with the basics, like just break it down into baby steps. You know, I was going, okay, Dublin's the drunks, Belfast's the murderers. Okay, the drunks, the murderers. Okay, I've got it. Okay. In Dublin, they say, Jesus, I could murder a pint. In Belfast, they go, Jesus, I could murder you. And that's the difference, isn't it, eh? So it's nice to be back in Northern Ireland now that you're up to your old tricks again. We were doing so well, and then we had to ruin it. We were like George Best with a new liver, weren't we? And people in England, you know, they say to me, they say, you know, Paddy, you know, what's going on? You know, what's going on there? You know, like, that's weird, because, you know, it was fine for a while, and now they've gone back to it. You know, can you explain it? And it's kind of weird when you have to explain what's going on, and your first statement is, well, you see, the real IRA, they're not the real IRA. What? No, they call themselves... No, that's right, yeah, they call themselves the real IRA, but they're not the real IRA. No, because you see, the real IRA, they're the government. It is tricky, isn't it? Like, what's going on? The IRA are back, Michael Jackson's on tour again. Liverpool are in with a chance of winning the league. Why not back into 1987? What is going on? Fire up the DeLorean!
Marty, you must come quick! Liverpool are in with a chance of winning the Premiership, and only you can stop them!
Don't you mean Division 1, Doc?
No, Marty, things are very different in the future.
And that's the problem. The problem is that, you know, now that we've actually done some stuff again, we've lost our moral superiority. Have you noticed that? You know, that we can't look at trouble spots around the world and actually kind of look down our noses. There was for a while we could do that, you know. Like, my mum was watching, you know, what happened in Gaza, and she was like, Israel and Palestine, honest to God. They're animals. You know, sitting there going, there's another one for Barack Obama to sort out in his Facebook page. America and South Korea are now friends. China likes this. Hezbollah has poked Israel. Would you like to poke Hezbollah back? Osama bin Laden has tagged you in an album. Jihad 2007. America and Pakistan have gone from in a relationship to it's complicated. The world is skint. Britain and Ireland, we're the worst. Right? Britain is the tramp at the bank link machine with the cup. Ireland, we're the dog on the string. That's how skint we are. It's so bad. Every man, woman, and child in the country might as well have just married Heather Mills. That's how much we're in debt. On the flip side, though, Hard from the Halifax ads hasn't been in a recording studio in months. Patrick likes this. But at least we know, folks, that it's not our fault. No. It's these subprime bastards. I was trying to think about who they were, actually, the other night as I sat on my DFS sofa that I haven't paid off for 3 years, looking at my 54-inch plasma television on interest-free credit, in my cashmere hoodie and my Abercrombie & Fitch tracksuit bottoms that are still not paid off in my store cards, and I thought, who are these subprime bastards? It's us. It's our fault. We are subprime. It's like Spartacus meets Ocean Finance. Nobody wants to admit, do we? I'm not subprime. I'm not subprime. I'm not subprime. I'm not subprime. You are. It's us. And Gordon Brown wants you to believe that, you know, it's no one's fault. It's a virus. It just happened. It just started. He wants you to believe it's like the spread of AIDS in the 1980s. Oh, it happened out in America. It was an underground movement when nice white bankers decided to lend poor black people money. And they caught the subprime virus. They then had unprotected banking with non-subprime people, and the virus spread. Before you knew it, we were all having unprotected banking while Frankie Goes to Hollywood sang, relax, don't do it. If you want a loan, what a crock of shit that is. What's next? The subprime virus began in Africa when monkeys had sex with bankers and gave birth to estate agents. Not that I have to worry about it, folks. No, because you see, I live in Chelsea. And, you know, it's quite a posh area. You know, like, I don't want you to think that I fit in here, because, you know, I'm kind of working class. Whenever I went to introduce myself to the neighbours, they thought I was actually giving them a quote for tarmacking. I love living in Chelsea. You know, people ask you over for supper. Oh, Paddy, you must come over for supper. What, a bowl of Frosties at 10 o'clock? Tell you what, why don't you pop over for your tea? Fantastic! Yeah, you bring the clotted cream, I'll bring the scones, I'll pop over at 4. I was thinking you bring the egg, I bring the chip, pop over at 6:30. Chelsea with their yummy mummies, the little spoilt brats. I love messing with them and telling them, you know, I say stuff like, when I have kids, they'll walk to school. Can't say that! So obviously you don't have kids, Pat. If you had kids, you wouldn't let them walk to school because there's perverts out there. You leave them to school in a 4x4. I said, look, I'm actually sending my kids to a Catholic school where they're going to be in the care of Roman Catholic priests from 9 o'clock in the morning to 3:30 at night. Trust me, the school run will be the safest part of their day. Folks, you've been great. I've been Patrick Kielty. Thank you very much. Good night. Thank you.